This is called Kathy's Voice, or Voice. I went to Columbia University in the 80s. In New York, beggars would sing for money, but I was living on loans. Maybe I gave once or twice, but I had to walk on by most of the time. And that made me feel bad, but they would eat you alive if you overdid it. Years later, I wrote this story about a bag lady named Kathy and a passerby who doesn't do the Scrooge McDuck this time. She has an unearthly beautiful voice, and he brings a cassette recorder to get a track of her singing a song and pay her $20 for it. That magic $20. But this time, instead of taking the handout, she swipes the tape and finds her own destiny as a singer, actor, and director, while the would-be Good Samaritan falls on shabby times. That's got to be magic, right? Okay, magic it is, and I let the story become magic realism. So the bag lady gets away and makes a name, but the almsgiver loses his. Who is he? Hey, I'm not giving him my name either. Get out of here. Kathy becomes young, smart, smooth, and unafraid. The Samaritan gets a shit job and becomes her fan. One day a letter arrives, and here I take up my story. The letter was from Kathy in New Mexico, and it smelled like cinnamon. Kathy was directing a movie near Taos. In the movie, a fallen-away Carmelite nun is having a love affair with a dark-haired Welsh artist at the colony in Taos in 1911. Kathy plays the nun. Airfare and the set pass were enclosed in the envelope. The fan flew to Albuquerque Airport, then took a puddle jumper to Taos Regional. Kathy's assistant, a sardonic young man in a gray suit, his expression skeptical, met the fan in the airport lobby. I haven't mentioned the fan's name before now, but the assistant used it when collecting him and taking him to the car. You've brought a certain object, I take it? Yes, but I'm a little baffled. It was dark when the car passed through the set gate. The fan was cleared to observe a day of shooting and get his drinks and box meals free. They loaned him a little camper to crash in. Next day, he found it delightful but emotionally painful to watch Kathy doing takes in her long dark dress, which flowed seductively around her high-button shoes. She had not yet acknowledged his presence. Here's what the fan later said about his meeting that night with the Byzantine princess named Kathy. Her room was golden white, the furniture, hangings, couches, carpet. She was in golden white satin, her caramel hair brushed, soft, lustrous, lax. She came forward, her expression warm, her arms extended. She took my hands. Her eyes were gray pools into which I could fall and fall. I have something for you, she said. She lowered her hands and my hands and made a sign to her assistant, who turned and opened a wooden box. He took from it a cassette and brought it over, holding it out like a dead rat. And now, she said, and I remembered the rush and rattle of an approaching subway train, the wind that pushed ahead of it, the stir of food wrappers and plastic bags and hope. You can pay me the $20. Postscript. I'm free now to mention that the fan's name was Joseph Tyner. After his meeting with the former bag lady, whose name I've now forgotten, he was offered a job at NPR